As you can tell, we're doing a book haul. If you're new, I make this video once a month where I go through every single book that I acquired, where I got it from, how much I spent, and at the end of the video, I do a grand total of how much I spent for the entire month, as well as how much I spent broken down per book. I think this is really fun, and I'm honestly really proud of how much I spent on books this month because it's a nice change from the last couple of book hauls that I've been posting. Yeah, it's just back to my roots a little bit because I only bought 27 books in the month of September. Yes, it's for September. Bear with me. I'm trying to catch up on content still. If you want more up-to-date content, I do post this also on my TikTok or my book talk. I will say I'm completely up to date over on my book talk TikTok account, so definitely go follow me over there because I posted this haul a couple of weeks ago, I'm pretty sure at this point. Yeah, I'm trying to catch up over here, but be patient with me. Like I said though, I have 27 books for this last month and 4 categories: Little Free Library, Amazon, half price books, and the bins. I found some really cool, unique, rare first editions, indie versions of books this last month, so definitely stay tuned because I cannot wait to show you what I found. But starting with category number 1, I did find one book from a Little Free Library this last month. It is an old vintage copy of Jailbird by Kurt Vonnegut, but what makes this find so special is not only was it published in 1979, it is described as being a limited first edition of this book. So freaking cool. And it was just abandoned in a Little Free Library, but I love Kurt Vonnegut, so I thought this was such an amazing find. And of course, my total for this first category comes out to $0 spent. Category number 2 is Amazon, but I did have a gift card from doing a couple of surveys for a company, so that is the only reason why I was purchasing anything from that website. But if I had the money or the gift card for it, might as well buy some books because what else would I be buying from that platform? So in season of fall right now, I ended up purchasing Wayward by Amelia Hart. This just looks like such a fun book to read this spooky season, and I've heard nothing but amazing things about it. And then I've been wanting to buy Pumpkin Spice and Poltergeist for a couple of years now. This is a sapphic romance. It looks like a cozy read. It's also a self-published indie book, and look, there's a little black kitty on the spine. So I've heard good things about this one too. Let me know if you've read these because I'm definitely adding them to my fall TBR, and I'm also filming that next, so subscribe if you haven't yet because the fall TBR is coming soon. Oh, and since I used a gift card, my total for category number 2 comes out to $0 spent. So far, I'm doing amazing. Is it too loud with my window open? It's one of those last rare nice days in September. Oh, you know what's even more embarrassing? This video isn't even for September. This is for August. I said September earlier. No, this is my August TBR, which makes this even worse now because it's September right now. My bad, I meant August. Anyway, category number 3 for the last month was half price books. I had not been here in such a long time. I went with my partner's mom and his aunt and we had a little girl day. They got my nails done. Yeah, it was really fun, but I had not been in there for so long. I feel like I hit the jackpot. I found so many amazing finds. I love a good hunt for some cool books at a used bookstore, and I ended up finding, I believe, 7 really cool finds, starting with this indie version of A Touch of Ruin by Scarlett St. Clair. Since it's come out, this has been traditionally published, but this is the original indie self-published version. I love collecting indie versions like that. I think they are so special. Speaking of, I cannot believe I finally came across the original indie self-published covers of one of Elsie Silver's books, Powerless. It is a dream to collect all of these, but to start with one, so cool. I cannot believe that somebody got rid of this. I also found The Spanish Love Deception in the sale section. This was only $3. Powerless is only $9.99, which I think is such a steal for an indie book. So was A Touch of Ruin. I also found More Than Words by Jill Santopolo, and this was also $3 in the clearance rack. And then I found the self-published versions of Rebecca Thorne's Can't Spell Treason Without T. So since it's the indie version, it's not like the fun sprayed edges one, but I consider these to be that much more special, as well as A Pirate's Life for T. So cool. Both of these indie versions, I believe, were also $9.99. Yeah. And then Ruth Ware's new book, One Perfect Couple, at least I think this is her newest book, $5 on the clearance rack. I have no idea why, but this was such a great find. But those were the 7 books I found at half price books, and my total for this category comes out to $54.76. But for what I found, I think this is amazing. And then my mom and I went to the Goodwill bins this last month. I ended up purchasing 17 books, but definitely keep watching because the total for these 17 books when you are at the Goodwill wholesale bins, insane. They price by the inch, so they basically just hold a ruler up to the stack. The best place to find books in my opinion. I found 4 of the Babysitter's Club's books. I am a collector to my core, and I have the entire Babysitter's Little Sister series in my basement because I read all of those books growing up. I figured it was time to expand my collection, especially at the bins. It's so hard to pass things up because they're basically free at that point. I also found The Boy with the Star Tattoo. Let me know if you've read this and what you thought of it. It was kind of an impulse buy. by. I haven't heard much about it, but it looked good. I found From Bad to Cursed, which is in the Bad Girls Don't Die, I believe, YA scary series. I found the first book at Goodwill. I had so many people online tell me such amazing things about it, so I definitely want to keep reading this little scary spooky series this fall. I came across 2 Kate DiCamillo books, The Magician's Elephant, as well as The Beatrice Prophecy. And what's crazy about this find, especially being at the bins, it's signed. A signed book at the bins is so cool. I cannot believe it. I ended up buying these 2 almost 100-year-old books on butterflies and flowers. If you saw my Goodwill bins vlog, you saw like more of what those looked like. And then I cannot believe I found these at the bins. I found the Atlas Complex as well as the Atlas Paradox by Olivia Blake. They're the Barnes & Noble special editions too. Crazy. Ended up buying this beautiful little book on fairies. It was just so cute. I found this cool book on the Beatles chords. It's a complete songbook of every single song's chords in there. I got The Velveteen Rabbit, Make Way for Ducklings. If you saw my haul of this over on Book Talk or Bookstagram or like a short form video, you know that once I got home, I discovered there is a handwritten note in here welcoming a baby boy into this world, and it makes me sob knowing it ended up at the bins. Like, how freaking special is that? Ah, I can't believe it. And then I also grabbed this old book on Minneapolis that was published in the 90s. I love local history books like this. Not like history necessarily, but like just books on my city throughout different time periods. It's really cool, I think, because this is like how I remember my city for the most part, because I grew up in the 90s, obviously, not to over-explain this. Yeah, I have a whole bookshelf full of like local books like this. Those were the 27 books that I purchased this last month. I want to share the total with you, but I also real quick want to go through the books that I got sent from different publishers as well as a way to say thank you. So if you've watched my short form versions of this haul on TikTok, you know that I actually took these out of the haul because it kind of defeated the purpose and message of my monthly book hauls. However, for the YouTube videos, I do still want to give them a space and just kind of say thank you to the publishers and share where I got them from, so that if you're also a book talker, booktuber, whatever, these are more as like resources and programs to look into and apply to. So no gatekeeping. This is where all these books came from. If you want more in-depth videos on how to get into these programs, I do have a YouTube version I'll link above, and then short form ones on my book talk that I do once a month when I go through this haul. However, I got 3 ARCs this last month, which is basically an advanced reader's copy of a book. It's like a final draft almost of a book that hasn't come out yet, starting with Maggie Smith's collection of poetry. This is from Washington Square Press. It's called A Suit or a Suitcase. Atria Publishing sent over 2 ARCs. I got Love and Other Brain Experiments. I believe this is a STEM romance of rivals in the neuroscientist department, and it's gonna be so fun. And then I also got Follow My Voice. This is by Adriana Godoy, I believe, and this one also looks really great. This one comes out September 23rd. The Love and Other Brain Experiment one comes out February 3rd, so I have a little bit of time to read these, but I do try my best to read ARCs before publication date so that I can share my reviews and thoughts and help promote the book on publishing day. Bloom sent over 3 books this last month. I love Bloom. If you are a romance girly, you know a ton of your books are probably published from this publisher. They sent over the new release of Leave Me Behind, as well as the artwork that just fell that was inside the inside sleeve. This, I believe, is a mafia dark romance. I could be slightly off, but it sounds so fun and perfect for the fall time. I got Rena Kent's latest book, Kiss the Villain, which I am so excited for, and look at how fun these edges are. And then Bloom also sent over The Striker by Anna Huang, and I've heard nothing but amazing things from this author as well. Dutton Publishing sent over 1 new release, A Spell for Midwinter's Heart, and this looks like such a fun seasonal read as well. And then Bramble sent over Tony and Addie Go Viral. This is a sapphic romance between a history professor and then an actress who is playing one of her characters in a book that the professor wrote that is being adapted into a TV show, I believe. Yeah, it's gonna be fun though. Sourcebooks Casablanca also sent me Endless Anger by Sab R. Miller, and this looks like a dark romance but academia setting. It might be a little bit of a Hades retelling as well, because it says the pomegranate doesn't fall far from the tree. I don't know, but it's gonna be dark, it's gonna be fun and perfect for the spooky season. And then Atria sent me MK Oliver's latest, oh, this is also an ARC. This should have been with the ARCs. It's A Sociopath's Guide to a Successful Marriage, and this comes out January 12th, so be on the lookout for this cover. And then Orbit Books sent over The Isle in the Silver Sea, and this is a sapphic fantasy book. I cannot wait. Atria also sent over the Book of Lost Hours. This is a new release and it says that it's for fans of the Ministry of Time and the Midnight Library. So I'm very excited for this one as well. But those are 12 books that I got from publishers this last month. So a big thank you to all of them. I am so grateful and I do my best to read them as soon as possible. But yeah, if you are a book creator in any way, definitely check out those publishers because they definitely spoil their readers in the program. So definitely something to look into. But back to the grand total of the book haul. Out of the 27 books that I purchased, my total that I spent in the month of August on books comes out to $66.15, which honestly I think is amazing. For the amount of books and the book finds that I did come across, my total has not been that low in a while. And if you break that down average per book and divide it by 27, I only spent an average of $2.45 per book, which I also think is amazing. Definitely a win for me this last month, but those are all the books that came into my life. Definitely let me know your thoughts on these and which ones you recommend I start with. If you are stumbling upon this video, please subscribe because I make a ton of book content over here and I am about to film my fall TBR list as well. So stay tuned for that video. Bye!